We're back on my cute, cozy floor with my messy bed in the background. Um, is it light enough? It looks maybe light enough. I don't know. But hi, I'm Gabby, and welcome to the channel. Whether you're new or you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. In this video, we are going to be discussing my personal growth in 2023, all the fun and exciting events that happened in 2023, and then what I want to see in 2024, even though we are already 12 days into 2024. But that's besides the point. Also, we're manifesting Taylor Swift because I manifested this in 2023. I saw her in Vegas after we said that wasn't gonna happen. Well, my people around me said that wasn't gonna happen. And then I saw her in Santa Clara after people around me said that wouldn't happen. So I am manifesting seeing her a third time while I'm 22, listening to 22 live as a 22-year-old, or seeing her on my actual birthday when I turn 23. But I'll hear 22 on the 22nd. So we're manifesting a third show this year. Let's put that in the air. Also, if I do go to a third show, I don't know if I want, like, if I see her while I'm 22, I'm probably gonna dress up as red because for the show in Vegas, I wore a Speak Now outfit and I got Castles Crumble. No, that wasn't Vegas. Vegas. I dressed up as Fearless and I got White Horse. I sobbed. And then when I saw her in Santa Clara, I got Castles Crumbling, and I was wearing this purple ball gown. You guys have seen it. It's in my new banner. I've posted pictures of myself in it. Like, you've seen the dress. And if I dress up as Red, will I get a Red surprise song? Or if I don't see her while I'm 22 and I see her on the 22nd when I turn 23, will I dress up as 1989? Because I have another prom dress I can wear. But I don't know if I want to travel to Toronto with my prom dress in a suitcase. Speaking of manifesting somebody, I've been trying to get their attention. Like, if this isn't like a person I like, it's just like an influencer I follow. And I've been like messaging her, like replying to like her Instagram stories, not like, hey, notice me, but like I just asking questions. And she finally responded, and it's been like 2 years of like asking her. It's like she finally noticed me. I sound like such a pick me girl right now. But I have all like the exciting stuff that happened in 2023 on my phone. So I'm gonna have my phone right here as I'm like reading to you guys. Also, I feel like I like this better than being on my bed. That is a spam call, so we're not gonna answer that. I am so sorry for that. That's what happens when this is real time. But I like this better because they left a voicemail, I think. Or did I send them to voicemail? But I like this background better because it's not as pink on pink because there's blue behind me and then pink. But whereas if I'm like sitting on my bed, it's like pink against pink, and that's not very flattering. But so in this video we're gonna discuss. I do not want my pictures. Why? Oh, my voicemail is waiting for me to accept it. Did I send the number to voicemail? Well, we're not answering it because we're live on YouTube right now. 2023 recap. In 2023, I manifested this in my recap for 2022. I rewatched like my recap videos before I do a new recap video, and in my recap for 2022, I was like, I'm manifesting a Disneyland trip for when I turn 21. You know what happened in January 2023? A Disneyland trip because I wanted one with me and my mom, and We went to Disneyland, no kids, I had my first margarita. I will say one the marg I don't remember what margarita it was, but I didn't say what type of margarita it was, but I talked about, like, my preferences out of the drinks I had, and definitely now, the margarita still places high, but I'm like a fruity like, margarita's fruity, but my go-to drink is a White Claw because it's, like, the only drink I can drink without a chaser. But then again, I haven't really tried a lot of drinks. I've had White Claw, I've had, like, some nasty bubblegum shot, I forgot what was in it, I've had a margarita, I've had wine, I've had mimosa. I also like a mimosa. I like a good my friend for my 22nd birthday, they were a good, like, mixologist, and they put, like, the right amount of oranges in there and the right amount of, like, champagne, and they mix a pretty good drink. I like that. But we're not talking about drinks, we're not talking about drinks. Then I went to Hollywood for the first time. I walked the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I saw tons of celebrity stars. I saw Avril Lavigne star, which she had just gotten that before we went there, and I think Kelly Clarkson also got her star before we went there, but we didn't find it. And then, no, I mean, that's a lot that happened in January. I also went back to college. I finished my 2nd semester of my junior year. Or no, I started my 2nd semester of my junior year in January. Duh. And going back to college, it's just chill. Not like chill because you have to adjust being back at college. But other than that, like nothing really happened. And then February, I went to the snow, had my annual yearly snow trip. Then I went to Disney on Ice almost 3 years later to the exact date. Like almost like because we went in February of 2020 and maybe like the 16th or 17th. Like I can look on my what's it called? Is it on my Instagram? I did not post Disney on Ice when I went last year, but I'm pretty sure I posted when we went to Disney on Ice in 2020, which I'm looking for that right now. I did not post when we went to Disney on Ice in 2020. But we went in February, like 1 month before lockdown happened. Um, yeah, I don't have an exact date, but we went like, cause I swear I went like on like a Saturday for, let's just say I went on Saturday last year in 2023, and then 3 years ago in 2020 I went on Sunday. And it's just really cool that, like, really freaky when stuff like that happens, like, you unintentionally go to the same place, like, couple years later. It just blows my mind. And then I went hiking in February. Where did I go hiking? See, I write, like, stuff, like, I don't, because in 2022, I went hiking in Siskiyou. I don't know where I went hiking in February. Cause like, I have memories on, like, Snap like, all of these are just random stuff I've saw on, like, my social media and, like, in my camera roll, but I don't, like, give dates on when shit happened. Um, let's go to February. Oh, I went to it wasn't really hiking, it was just, like, a lot of fucking stairs to get to, like, a lighthouse, and I consider that hiking because it was a lot of fucking stairs, but that's what I mean by hiking. Okay. My sister came for a siblings weekend, and then my school had a casino night, and then we had an after party. Me and my friends that went to the casino, well, most of my friends went to casino night, and after casino night, it's like all fake stuff. Like it's like a fake casino. They give you tokens to play with, but then those tokens can be traded in for tickets, and then the tickets could be for a raffle. And then after the casino night on campus, me and my 2 of my roommates at the time and some of my friends, we went to the actual casino near our school. I had my first White Claw. I didn't finish it because 'cause you're not allowed to take drinks out of the casino, which I feel like no, I'm not gonna say anything on on YouTube, but my friend finished it for me because he didn't want me to waste my money, but yeah, it was just I the after party was even more fun than the actual casino night. And then in March, I went to Disney for the 2nd time that year. That was during my spring break, and then also during, like we went to Disney from Sunday to Thursday, and then literally on Friday, I flew to Vegas for the weekend because I was seeing Taylor Swift for the first time that year. I flew with another one of my roommates at the time, and because I couldn't wait for tickets to see her because she was already on the West Coast. Like, what was the point of waiting until Santa Clara or LA? She was already on the West Coast. So, like, I've never been to Vegas before. And so I wanted to go to Vegas to go see Taylor Swift. And so I went. I manifested that. And I had 2 outfits. I had a costume change because if Taylor Swift can do costume changes, then I wanted to do costume changes. I had, like, the You Belong With Me pajamas, Junior Jewels, and then I had, like, a dress on under that, like, to represent, like, the Fearless French dress from the tour, and then that was, like, my first trip without my family, which is insane, cause I mean, me and my mom flew to Disneyland in January just so I could know how to be in an airport because before that, I hadn't been in an airport since 2018, I wanna say, and so I don't remember how to be in an airport, and now I'm a pro at traveling because I've flown in an airplane 4 times last year, well, for 4 trips last year, but, like, 8 flights, and then what's it called? Yeah, so that was, like, my first trip without my family. All with I went to Disneyland with my family, and then for the rest of for, like, the last 3 days of my spring break, I went to Vegas. And my surprise songs were "Cowboy Like Me" with Marcus Mumford, and tell me why I'm not an Evermore fan. I thought "Cowboy Like Me" had a feature on it because Marcus came out for it on the Eras Tour. But then, like, I'm looking at the album Evermore, and I don't see Marcus featuring on it. That just shows how much I'm not an Evermore fan. I'm not an Evermore fan. I don't know why it just snapped. Um, sorry. I'm I've already talked about this, but in April, nothing really happened in April other than me seeing Sabrina Carpenter. Cause after seeing Taylor Swift in March, I got the sense of freedom. And if I can, I will, which I did. And I saw Sabrina Carpenter by myself. Scariest thing ever. But if you're scared to do something or you're afraid to do it, you still need to do it. Cause at the end of the day, you're gonna have fun doing well, 90% of the time, you're gonna have fun doing it. Cause even though I went by myself, I still met people at the concert. You're You're going by yourself, but you meet they all wanna see Sabrina Carpenter. You're you have at least one topic of conversation to talk about. I met somebody in line I talked with. I met somebody in GA Pit when I got there. Like, there's still you could still make friends, and I'm not gonna let me not having anybody to go to concerts with stopped me from going to concerts, if that makes sense. Because I mean, I don't think I asked anybody to go to the Sabrina Carpenter concert with me. It was just like a last minute epic decision because one of my coworkers was telling me I'm not going to do it. And him saying I'm not going to do it made me want to do it. So I did it and I loved it. Other than that, nothing really happened in April. In May, I went to Disney for the third time. For the third time in like 5 months. Said goodbye to Splash Mountain because they closed it for refurbishment. And um I am going on a secret trip in March, but like I'm sure you can tell by like how giddy I am, you know what it is. But I'm not saying it until it actually happens. And then I saw Haley Kiyoko with a friend. I was gonna go to that concert by myself because the one with Sabrina went so well. And one of my friends, which I'll talk about later, she texted me being like, I'm bored. And I was like, I'm about to leave to go to a concert. You want to come with me? And so we went to see Haley Kiyoko. And it's just friends that you can do anything with. You can say, F it, let's do it. Like, let's just, because she literally bought her ticket that day. I bought my ticket that week, but like, still, like, it's those people that you can just say, like, F it, let's do it. Because there are friends where you need to plan stuff out, like the Taylor Swift concert in a different state. But then there's like stuff that's like more close that, like, okay, when else am I going to do this? F it, let's go. Even if nobody wants to go with me. And my friend came with me that way. I wasn't by myself. And let me tell you, I've been trying to think of where I saw the Driver Era. And 'cause I know I saw them in San Francisco. I know I saw them in San Francisco. But I couldn't remember what venue I saw them. And then finally, when I went to San Francisco in December again, I was just like, okay, let's just look it up. And I saw Haley Kiyoko at the same venue I saw the Driver Era, and I didn't recognize it. And I didn't even realize it until like last month, until December. And that's crazy that like I didn't recognize the venue. I literally said hello to Ross Lynch like after the show. I saw TikToks of him like after the shows like doing like TikTok dances with people. I was like, oh my god, maybe that could be me. Or I could get a picture at the least. And this man waits like almost an hour. My phone's like 4%. I'm waiting for him to come out. Rydell was pregnant at the time and she had her son on the tour bus, so she just rushed on out. And then like Ross Lynch stays in the um venue with his girlfriend at the time, and it's like, you got fans waiting for you, sir. I did get a video of me like yelling at Ross, being like, hi Ross. And he didn't wave to me. He like waved to everybody, and that's not even a 2023 recap. I just thought that was like I saw Haley Kiyoko and the Driver Era at the same place, but like obviously different years. And then I finished my third year of college in May. I also decided I wasn't going to be returning to my old job, and throughout the summer, like I've done like emailing and calling. Well, I decided I didn't tell them I was not returning until like July because they kept on calling, and emailing and all that, and I just wanted to ignore them. But I finally told them that like I wasn't returning, and because food service isn't what I wanted to work in long term, it served me for like almost a year, and I was fine with that. And then my pictures with my roommates returned. Like we went to JCPenney to go take some more cool pictures. I got a magnet because we've done the pictures 3 times, but I'll talk about the third one later on. But we've done it 3 times so far, and I got a magnet of like all 3 times we've done it. And I'm gonna stick it on my fridge, and I'll show you when I go back to the dorms on my mini fridge because I only have 2 magnets on my fridge, and so I'm about to have a 3rd one. Just gonna stick it on my fridge. And maybe I'll just have that, like, in the background of my YouTube videos, maybe. And then I went to the bars for the first time because I had been 21 for, like, almost 6 months, and I hadn't been to the bars. I was sober for my first time at the bar because it was my first time. I wanted to be aware of, like, what was happening. I didn't want to impair my mind. And let me tell you, even without alcohol, I can still, like, loosen up pretty good. Like, loosen up, like, dance. Like, I don't need to have, like, drinks in my system for me to, like, dance and have fun and all that. And then in June, I saw Kelsey Ballerini. I went to my 4th concert of the year, 4th concert in 4 months. 4 months? March, April, May, June. Yeah, 4 months. And I saw her in, like, a pretty intimate venue, and she was pretty interactive with the crowd. Like, if I woulda had moved my spot, I probably would've gotten a picture with her because she was walking in the crowds, and I walked, like, further down, like, once again, we were in, like, GA Pit, and there's, like, levels for GA Pit, and I walked further down because I thought there's no way she gonna come to my level, and so I walked further down, trying to get a picture with her. Security pushes me out the way. My camera was, like, facing out, like, facing the 4th wall, and I was trying to, like, flip it towards me, trying to get a picture with her. Security pushed me out the way, and I didn't get a picture with her. While I'm struggling about that before she went to where I was, my mom my mom did not get a picture with her. If she did, I would have been so jealous, but, like, my mom texted me saying, like, if I would've stayed in my spot, I probably would have gotten a picture with Kelsey Ballerini, and, I'm so upset I didn't stay there. But, like, when I went closer, I got to be, like, closer to her. She had, like, a small spot towards, like, the side, and she did, like, a couple songs there. She also took a shot of tequila and all that. If I wasn't with my mom, I probably would have had a drink at the concert. And then we also went camping. And then July is where a lot of stuff happened. Like a lot, like more than May. In July, I saw Taylor Swift for the 2nd time that year. Hopefully the 2nd time for the Era, 2nd and more to come for the Era Store. I saw her in Santa Clara, and you can go see my chat about that show. My surprise songs were Right Where You Left Me with Aaron Dessner and Castles Crumbling. And Hard to Breathe. I feel like it's hard for me to breathe because I've talked about this before, like, a little bit, like, live streams especially. When I get excited, it's, like, hard for me to, like, breathe out of my nose. And if I were editing this, this would be out, but it's live, so I have to power through it. Um, and I met one of my Discord friends at the Santa Clara show, and we had some, like, invisible string attached to us. Like, we didn't meet each other on Discord until, like, November 2022 or sometime in 20 like, late 2022, and we met in July 2023 because she lives in the Bay Area. They live in the Bay Area, and I live in the Bay Area, like, adjacent. I just tell people the Bay Area, like, when they're out of state, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm, like, near San Francisco," but, like, it's not the Bay Area. But I for the Reputation tour, they went to one of the nights, and I went to the other night. And so, like, all along, there's been some, like, invisible string tying us together, and we didn't even know it. And so that was pretty cool, and we're trying to meet again, but I might be closer to them when I'm at school, but I don't drive, so I can't drive to go see them. It would have to be, like, at a mutual spot, like, if there was, like, a Taylor Swift club night in San Francisco, I can find a way to get there, and they could go there for the night. Like, let's just have another event together. And then I went to Santa Cruz for the first time in several years, like, since before COVID, since before C-19, and, like, years ago. I don't even remember the last time I went to Santa Cruz. I think it was with my friends or with my cousins from Florida, and I had so much fun because Santa Cruz is, like, really close to Santa Clara, and there were a lot of Swifties, like, I mean, a lot of Swifties in Santa Cruz, and I didn't see this trend until, like, my August adventures, but, like, I'll tell you about that in August month, but I wish I would've done it in, like, July, but I didn't think about it until, like, August. And then I went to a Taylor Swift club night in July. This was before the concert, and I screamed my little heart out because I wasn't sure if me seeing her a second time was actually gonna happen. And so I was like, if this can fill my Swiftie heart for the moment until I can see her again, then it's what's gonna fill my Swiftie heart until I can see her again. And I did get to see her again. And I met these really lovely people. I feel so bad. I don't know if they're like native, not native, like live in Sacramento, but I have like these two friends I made there, and they're always trying to get me to go to like these Sacramento events. And it's like, I don't live in Sacramento. I can't go. And it's like, it's more probable for me to go to San Francisco than Sacramento. Unless, like, one of my roommates, like, drives me to Sacramento. But, no, I'm not gonna ask her to do that. And then celebrated Speaking Out, Taylor's version coming out, had a photo shoot outside in my purple ball gown before I knew I was gonna see her again because I didn't know if I wanted to see her a second time, but I didn't know if it was actually gonna happen because resale prices were so high. And so I was like, if I'm not gonna see her again, I need to take pictures in my purple ball gown because that was supposed to be for my senior ball. And I was so glad I did that. You guys can see pictures in like my YouTube banner. I updated that last year. And then I took an Uber to go to a city to go see Pirates of the Caribbean because it wasn't released near me. It was like a special edition, limited time, because Pirates of the Caribbean turned 20 years. And while I was in that Uber to that city, I got the notification that I got reposted by Taylor Nation on Instagram. Like they reposted me to their Insta stories. And I was trying to like keep my composure, like trying not to freak out as I'm in the Uber, and I had to turn off my phone because I was going in the movies to go see Pirates of the Caribbean. And when I come back out, all my friends and some old friends that like we couldn't talk anymore, like reach out to me and was like, Gabby, did you see this? Did you see this? Halo Nation reposted you to your Instagram story, and it was just like, I did. And I was so excited about that. My second Taylor Nation notice ever, and both of them were on Instagram. So happy about that. Because Twitter feels like too much. Instagram feels more controllable. And so I'm so glad I have two Taylor Nation notices. Now we're just manifesting. I go to like a Taylor Swift event this year, Taylor Nation. I said this last year. If you need me, I can be there at the drop of a hat. I don't know if I actually can, but like I will find a way. I will find best believe I will find a way. You I'm gonna tell you about my November trip when I get into November, but if I can do that, I can find a way to get to a Taylor Swift event. I can find a way. Just let me know. And then I returned to baseball games. I had tickets to go see the A's before C19 hit, and um once C19 hit, those tickets, like, everything shut down, and so those tickets weren't void anymore, and the baseball couldn't, like, give me, like, a not, like, a refund because I won them in a raffle, but, like, they couldn't, like, vouch for them for, like, when the season could open up again. So, like, I lost those tickets, but then it was a Battle of the Bay, and I have family who are Giants fans, and I'm an A's fan, so we got to see them compete, went to 2 baseball games. Well, also, I think sometime last year, I went to an A's game, or was it the fall of 2022? I don't know, but I already saw a baseball game, so, like, it wasn't, like, a full return, but, like, just going back to baseball games. And then August, I saw Beyonce, like, Beyonce, Queen Bee, Queen Mother effing Bee, and let me tell you, I love seeing her, but there were a lot of, like, stuff that happened to see her. Getting off the freeway was an hour to get off the freeway. Like, literally, like, we were on the off ramp to get off the freeway, and then getting to the venue, which is normally, like, a 5 to 10-minute drive at most, it was an hour. And then when we got to the parking lot, it was already, like, 8 o'clock. She was supposed to be starting, and we're late, and so we get in the parking lot. We don't have a parking pass, and this lady says she's not supposed to let us in because they have to prioritize the people with parking passes. And so she was supposed to turn us away, but she let us in. And then when we got in, there were maybe like two, three, four, maybe at most, other cars that got in behind us. And then they closed it because it was full. Like, we barely just made it in the parking lot. And then we're like running, trying to get in the stadium. And when we got in the stadium, Beyonce hasn't started, which thank God. And we got some food because it had been like a 3 hour drive. My friend I went with, my work friend that said I couldn't see, not couldn't, but like I wouldn't, I don't have the um independence to like go see Sabrina. We saw Beyonce together, and he wanted to leave at like 5 or 6. And then I was like, we're not leaving. It's in freaking Santa Clara. Like, we're not leaving at 5 or 6. We need to leave at like 4. And thank God we did. No, I think we left at 5. And he wanted to leave at like 6 or something. I'm not sure. But we got there like late, like at like 8:30. And Beyonce still hasn't gone on. We had to find our seats. And then um we got food because we were hungry because the queen hadn't gone on, and um the food wasn't that good. There was no ketchup, water was overpriced, all that concert stuff. And then I don't know how stadium concerts are supposed to be because I've only ever been to like a Taylor Swift stadium concert, Reputation tour, and the Eras tour. So I don't know how stadium tours goes. But when I saw Taylor Swift, she had 4 screens. She had 3 of her own screens and then the screen the stadium provided. Or that was at least in Santa Clara. I don't really remember Vegas because that was the first time I saw the Eras tour and I just freaking blacked out. But when I saw her in Santa Clara, there were 4 um there were 4 screens. And Beyonce didn't even have the screen the stadium provided on. And so me and my friend were like stage to the side. It kind of had an obstructed view. And so Beyonce only had one screen and it was on stage and she was like under an arch for, like, the majority of the concerts, like, we didn't get to see her a lot. So that was, like, I didn't really like that Beyoncé, like, she flew around the pit, she had, like, a circle stage, so, like, she could still, like, go out and see her fans, but, like, she didn't have a screen for the song she was under the arch for, like, her fans on the side view to see her, which that was, like, very upsetting. And then here's some, like, little nitpicky stuff that, like, I personally was like, "I wanted Single Ladies, I wanted Halo, I wanted Irreplaceable," but no, when I think Beyonce, I think Single Ladies, then Run the World, but she only had Run the World on the set list. We did get Blue Ivy, though. I didn't think she was gonna come out, but we did get Blue Ivy. And then I saw Billy Currington. That was my sister's first concert. She cried when he played her favorite song because she didn't think he would play her favorite song. And I have that moment on camera, which I'm so happy I got it on camera. I wish my mom would have done that for me for my first concert. But then after the show, me and my sister, because me and my sister saw him like sitting down, and my mom saw him on like the floor. And so me and my sister, when the concert was over, we left the venue and we were waiting for our mom. And my mom got her phone case signed and she told us to hurry up to get our phone cases signed by him. And so we got our phone cases signed by him. And I posted about that on Instagram. And then we also got like a private little concert, which was amazing. It was just overall pretty good first concert for my sister. And then she came to my college that second night for that weekend. And then August, I started my 4th year of college, but before I started my 4th year of college, I went to Disneyland for the 4th and final time of the year. I was so excited to go. This was a very epic trip, and it was a very I planned it that week. I had no job. I only had savings, and I still went on the trip. And I really wanted to see Captain America: Rogers the Musical because it was only there for during the summer, and I was like, "I have to go, I have to go, I have to go." And then I went for 2 nights and 3 days, and her LA, like, I originally wanted my Disneyland trip to be during the week, like, during the final show of the LA, like, 6 days stay, and I really wanted that. But I had to push it back because I was staying with a friend and that depended on her schedule and her parents' schedule. And so I came that weekend, which was really sad. I missed the 1989 announcement, but whatever, it's whatever. And then while we were at California Adventure, I saw tons of Swifties. Tons and tons and tons of Swifties. And I saw on TikTok, like, people recording the Swifties, and it was like, "Damn, these Swifties be out in the wild after the concert shows." And I really wish I would have done that. Like, I saw less Swifties on day 2 of, like, when we went to Disneyland the next day, I saw less Swifties, but, like, California Adventure, that was, like every ride I would go on, I would see at least 1 Swiftie, at least, and that's the ones that would be wearing the shirts from the show, not, like, undercover Swifties that, like, don't want to or their merch is already dirty. But I wish I would have done that. And then also in August, oh, that was also my first flight, like, airplane flight by myself. And I'm about to go on my second airplane flight by myself in March, which if I can do it in August, I can do it again. But it's just like really nerve-wracking. But like I'm to my trip, I have a friend already there. So like I'm not gonna be on the trip by myself. I'm just flying by myself. Which is like, okay. And then in September, I started my current job. I started applying for jobs in July, and I did not get a job until September 27th, which is very upsetting. But like I did it. I got a job. I did it. And is working with children. which is something I want to do in the long run, which I'm so glad I left my old job and I found a new job. It pays me better. It's a job I actually want to do in the future. It's just overall better. And then I had my first video on YouTube hit a thousand views. 1,000 views. 1,000 views. Like, I'm dreaming that fact that I hit 1,000 views because on TikTok, I have, like, 3 accounts, and I've had, like on my main account, I've had maybe, like, 5 videos hit 1,000 views, and only 2 videos hit over, like, 2,000 views. And so the fact that, like, I had my first 2023 was huge for me on YouTube, like, huge. When I had no job, I was posting 3 times a week. I hit 1,000 views. I will talk about my subscriber count in just a minute, and then I went to Santa Cruz for the second time. I went with the school, and I actually suggested this as a school trip because the person that coordinates these events, they said that they want the trips less than 3 hours away, and Santa Cruz is less, like, almost, like, 2.5 hours away, maybe, I think. And I suggested Santa Cruz, and we actually did it, and I'm so like, I gotta go to the Santa Cruz for the second time. I had so much fun with my friends and my roommates. And then that was all for September. October, concerts returned because I hadn't been to a concert since August. It was only, like, a 2-month break or, like, almost 2 months. And I had to say no to concerts of seeing, like, the Jonas Brothers because I already saw them in 2019. I've seen them twice. I saw them in 2019 for their comeback tour, and then I wanted to see Ed Sheeran and Big Time Rush, but I had to say no to all those concerts because I had to save money because I didn't have a job. I didn't know when I was gonna get a job, yada, yada, yada. And then the friend I saw Hayley Kiyoko with, I also saw Pink with her, and TikTok, let me tell you, TikTok has never influenced me to go see a concert until Pink was on her revival tour because I saw, like, Pink flinging around the stadium, and I was like, "I have to go. We have to go." And we saw Pink. It was amazing. And then before we saw Pink that weekend, I saw, Matt Bennett because he's a DJ, and there was, like, a local DJ club night he had, and I got a picture with him, I got a video with him, I got a video of, like, him holding my hand and then me freaking out afterwards. Like, I met Matt Bennett, like, okay, celebrities I've met, Blake Michael from Lemonade Mouth, but I was virtually twice, and then I've met Matt Bennett, and I'm gonna meet more celebrities from a CW show next month. I'm not gonna say who they are until it happens, but I'm manifesting this, you guys. You guys, like, if something happens near you locally, do it. And if you have the money, do it. And if you don't have, like, a lot of money and you still wanna do it, try to get a friend to go with you. That way you can split the cost of, like, Ubers and hotels and all that. And then after Matt Bennett, this was, like, a whole weekend. Friday, saw Matt Bennett. Saturday, I saw the Eras Tour concert film. I wore my Speak Now cardigan with my Reputation with, like, a dress I consider Reputation. It has, like, a slit right there, and I just wore my 2 favorite albums because it's Speak Now and then Reputation. I saw the Eras Tour concert film. My roommate came with me. She's not really a Swiftie, but she wanted me to see me thrive, which I was so excited. I really thrived while seeing the film. And there wasn't a lot of people in the movie theater, so I was just, like, dancing, recording, sobbed when I heard our song because she played that bitch played it 2 times without me there. I love Taylor Swift. I say that with my like, me saying that she's a bitch is with love. Like, I love her, but she literally played it night 1 of Vegas, and I was there for night 2. Then I was there for night 1 of Santa Clara on Friday, and then the next Friday, she played our song in LA. 1 week to the day later. I swear to God, if she plays our song again and I'm not there, I'm gonna. But yeah. And then on Sunday, I went to see Pink. In October, I also hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. And then at the end of the year, I have 115 subscribers, you guys. Last year in like April, when I was doing my What Has Changed video, like, or March or whatever, I had like 80 something subscribers. This year, like by the time the year ended, I have 115. That's like 15. Like, let's just say that's 25 subscribers. I got 25 more subscribers. That's not like a lot, but for me, it's a lot because I've been on YouTube consistently. Not like consistently, but like I've been like posting videos on YouTube since like 2020, I want to say, or 2021, somewhere around there. And so the fact that I hit 115 subscribers, I gained 25 subscribers in like 9 months is amazing. It's pretty cool to show off for like all the hard work you've done. And then I went to Santa Cruz for the third time, and I went hiking with my school. It wasn't like an intense hike. I wanted a little more of an intense hike. I wanted more of a like a little reward at the end of the hike instead it was just tiny waterfall. No. I need to find like more, not like a super intense hike, but like a more intense hike than what I went on in October. And then I went bowling with one of my friends. The school was doing free bowling for 2 hours, so I went. I had the time of my life with one of my roommates cuz I don't think she's been bowling before. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And then November, my birthday month, I went on my 4th and final plane trip of the year. I saw Katy Perry, and like I knew I wanted to see Katy Perry. I knew I wanted to see her. And since I got a job, I had the money to go see her. I'm on a loan for going to see that because I paid to see Pink and Matt Bennett before seeing Katy Perry. So to pay off those. But I And so I knew I wanted to go see her, and I was gonna not see Pink to save money if it came to the last minute decision and I didn't have a job or I didn't get a job until October. And so I me and my friend who I saw Haley Kiyoko with, Matt Bennett, and Pink with, um, we went to see Katy Perry together. And we went to Vegas for one night. I love how full circle my concerts were in 2023. They started out in Las Vegas and they ended in Las Vegas. I also had the same roommate pick me up from like I flew into her home city, and then she took me and our other roommate, back to college because she had to go back to college too. And then for Vegas, she picked us up from Vegas, not from Vegas, from the airport, and then she took us to back to school. And so that just felt very full circle. You know something? I literally just realized while I was talking about full circle. My second concert of the year was in San Francisco. and my second to last concert of the year was also in San Francisco. So, lots of full circle moments, but me and my friend, we went to Vegas to go see Katy Perry, and we both wanna go back to Vegas. I want to go back to Vegas and not have a concert because when I saw Taylor Swift, I had a concert, and so I there wasn't much time to explore. I'm also a broke college student, and that concert already killed me enough. And then we flew into Vegas Saturday to see Katy Perry, and then we left on Sunday because we both had school on Monday. I also had work on Monday. No, I didn't have school on Monday. I just had work on Monday. But, I couldn't I literally flew into Vegas for one night to see Katy Perry, and then we left the next day. So, I need to go to Vegas for a third time and just have time to explore and not have a concert. Or if there is a concert, not make it the main focus of the trip. And then I celebrated my magical 22nd birthday. I already talked about that. You guys could go see that video if you want to. And then the last month of the year, I finished my first semester in my 4th year of college. Then I went to the city for the night to see the Nutcracker. I ice skated in Union Square for the first time with my sister. I had so much fun. I did a TikTok video on one of my spam accounts, and it was emojis predicting your month. And for December, it predicted I was gonna go ice skating. And let me say, only maybe one or two of them, three at most, came true. And the December one came true because the emoji was ice skating, and I went ice skating in Union Square, so I'm very proud of that. And then I got pictures with my roommates one of my current roommates, and then two of my old roommates, but I'm not gonna call them old roommates, they're just my friends. So one of my roommates and then two of my friends. We went to go get pictures done for the third time. The theme was 70s, 80s. And our first theme was turtlenecks. Our second theme was overalls and a black shirt or a shirt that had mostly black on it. And then our third theme was 70s or 80s. And then one of my friends was thinking we could do they have an idea for our pictures in the spring. And it's an insane idea, but it's an idea. And then I celebrated 10 years on Instagram. 10 years on Instagram. That's insane. I have been on social media for 10 years. I started when I was 12, and I'm now 22 and still on Instagram. And let me tell you, 12-year-old me should not have been on the internet because I have most of that shit archived because I had one account. And so my one account was me and my friends, but it was also a spam account. And so I would post happy birthdays to celebrities and just post random pictures and all that. And so most of that is now archived. But I did a 10-year celebration recap of me on Instagram. And then I also got noticed by Kelsea Ballerini on Instagram. She looked at my Instagram story, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Kelsea Ballerini." She noticed me on Instagram. I was freaking out. And then I forgot about something in July. In July, I went to the fair with the same friend I saw Haley with. I saw Pink, Matt Bennett, and Katy Perry with. We went to a local fair, and my second year in a row going to the fair with a friend because my family was gonna go. And so I was like, you know what? I wanna go, like, I need to go. I go every year to the fair. I went with a different friend in 2022, then I went with a different friend in, like, 2023. So, the fair they didn't have Dippin' Dots. That was, like, my biggest complaint. They did not have Dippin' Dots, and I was so upset about that. But that was, like, basically my whole 2023. I if you woulda told, like, me in January that I was gonna go on, like, 4 plane trips, 3 of them either 1 by myself and 2 with friends, I would not have believed you. If you woulda told January me in 2023 that I would have gone to a concert by myself, I would not have believed you. Like, there's so much stuff that happened last year that, like, I could not believe it. And this year I already talked about this on TikTok, but we're just gonna go, like, some goals I have for this year. I The biggest goal is or New Year's like, we're doing goals slash New Year's resolutions. And so the biggest goal is obviously to graduate. I need to graduate this semester. And then I want to travel outside of the West Coast because all my places I traveled to last year were in the West Coast. And I just need to expand my traveling outside of the West Coast. And if I go to Toronto to go see Taylor Swift, that's on the East Coast and it's also in a different country. And then another thing is I want to read at least 10 books. I have books at my college. I have like 4 or 5. And I don't want to count like books I need to read for my classes because that's like cheating in my opinion. I want to read books for fun. And I want to read 10 books. Like that is my goal. But if I can read 12 books, like one book for each month, that's good. That's amazing. But the goal, the minimum is 10 books. And that's just all I want to like put out on YouTube. The rest is on TikTok. But with that being said, that is the I don't know why. Like when I have like a video I record and I edit it, I can get that shit down. But like when I'm live, I know there's like a bunch of like extra but all the like extra stuff you hear things going off, you hear a phone call, like you hear all this extra stuff. But I talk for like an hour. I don't know how to shut up for less than an hour. But for like my previous videos, like recapping the year, it was not an hour. It was not an hour. And now it's like 58 minutes, which I'm pretty sure by the time I'm done talking, it will be an hour. And then my last recap video, my last 2023 video will be rounding up celebrity news that happened in 2023. And then we're going to go back into music. There's a whole bunch of music stuff I need to react to. And then we'll just see where life takes me after that. And that is all. So, thank you guys for sticking around, watching the video. I hope every at least one person stuck around for like the whole watching of the video. With that being said, if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up. If you comment down something exciting you did in 2023, and then smash that subscribe button. And if you love this channel, get me, let's just say my goal at the end of the year is 150 subscribers. So if you can get me to 150 subscribers by the end of the year, that will be amazing. The more subscribers I get, the more I can like go live with you guys, the more I can record for you guys, the more we get to hang out. And I really don't want it to end on 59 minutes. So that's why I'm like trying to long it out. But oh wait, it's 60 seconds. Okay. Well, the time just froze. Okay, 51 seconds. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.